to the LitChix podcast. We are Mary Ellen Humphrey, and I am Susan Landrigan, and we're coming to you from the Innovation Studio at Lakeshore Center for the Arts in Westfield, New York. Today we're going to discuss how writers' retreats and writing contests help your writing skills.
Well, they certainly do that, and they also make your life much more interesting because, we can get to live in this fictional world. We started last year as part of Lakeshore Center's writing program, our first annual writers contest. And it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of interesting stories and poems and whatnot, and each winner received a cash prize, as well as being included in an anthology, the winners and the runners-up. And I know you participated last year, and what we ended up with was this book right here, which is called 2024 Short Story Contest, Lakeshore Center for the Arts, and it has all the winning stories and the runners-up. And this book is available online. It's also here at the center. All the proceeds go to the writing program here at the center. So it's a really great way to put your work out there. Maybe you're a little nervous to share with the world yet, so we're a very kind group of judges. And
now there is a limit of words for a short story, 5,000 words or less.
Correct.
Which makes it a little easier for some people who aren't ready to get into a big project.
Let me read you the guidelines. Fiction or nonfiction stories or personal essays, up to 5,000 words. So it can be less, it can be 1,000 words, it can be 500 words, whatever your story happens to be. You can submit up to 3 poems, not to exceed 6 pages. And this year we're offering an option for written feedback. So if you check a box when you submit your story, if you want feedback, and the judges will write their comments on your
That's
your
a
piece.
nice thing to have.
And you'll get that afterwards, because sometimes you wonder, you send something to a contest, and well, did they like it? What, And so if you get some feedback, and maybe there's something they might suggest, a little more character development, or maybe there was something that, didn't quite ring true to them or whatever. And so you can then take that feedback and rework your
I think
piece.
it's very helpful for beginner writers like me.
Well, it's actually very helpful for more experienced writers, too, because, I'm amazed. We have a writing group here, a writers group, and our goal as the Lakeshore Center for the Arts writing program goal is to create a supportive and nurturing writing community. And our writers group is the first leg of that. We create an environment where you bring in your work and you get feedback, and it doesn't matter if you're an experienced writer or somebody who's starting out. We all value that feedback. So if I bring in something, we have a number of writers who have written lots of things, and they bring in something, and we all read and hear it differently. And we can point out, somebody may know something about a certain piece that says, well, wait a minute, that wouldn't really be true. Or somebody may have an opinion about how it might sound better. It doesn't matter how much experience you have. Feedback is really, really helpful. So that's the first leg of our writing program here, but the literary contest is the second part. And we started that last year. And so anyway, you have up until September 30th to submit your work. It closes on September 30th.
That's a while still.
Yep. And the first place prize this year is $250. Second place is $100, and third place is $50. And then there'll be as many honorable mentions as the judges would like to see. So if we see something as a judge and we think, boy, that's really good, but we can't place it in the top 3, we'll give it an honorable mention. So you end up with a book. We'll do another version of this book for 2025 that you will receive, as well as if you win a prize. And we also had a nice event afterwards last year to celebrate and announce it. So that will also be part of this. But just remember, the deadline for submissions is September 30th. And if you go on to Lakeshore Center for the Arts website, go to the writing program page, and the submission form is right there. You'll be able to see it. And I think we may be able to put a link or something on this podcast as well, so you can find it. So that's really exciting to have our second one coming up. But here we have the third leg, which is getting me really excited. And that is thanks to a very generous grant from Northern Chautauqua Community Fund, and thanks to Lakeshore Center for the Arts, to be hosting the first annual Western New York Writers Conference. Now, I know there's a conference in Erie, Pennsylvania. I've been to it. It's wonderful. It's great. But Western New York doesn't have their own. And we want to start that this year. And so we're working on that, and we are going to be putting out some actual written blurbs about it very shortly. But just to give you an idea of what this is going to be. It's an all-day event, a Saturday. It starts at 8:30 in the morning. When you come, you have a half hour to register. You have to pre-register to attend, but you come and sign in. And you can have coffee and, treats and whatnot and network. One of the biggest benefits of a writers' conference is to meet other writers in your area. And when you talk to other authors and writers, you learn a lot. You learn about craft, you learn about how they do things, you learn about resources, like this, for example, where we're doing our podcast. This is an amazing resource. A lot of writers don't know about this, and maybe they want to do a podcast or they want to record an audiobook, which has been done here in this facility.
Yes.
And there's so many things that you learn when you go to a writers' conference. So you get to network with other writers, and at 9 o'clock we're going to have a guest speaker who will do the introductory presentation. There's going to be you can have a choice from two, how can I say this? You can have a total of 4 workshops to attend, 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. So there will be a number of topics from experienced authors, as we're having a publisher here, publishing company here from Buffalo. We have editors who are going to be here. We have people in the writing world who are experienced and successful will be here to talk to you, to present to you, and also to answer your questions.
That's exciting.
It's very exciting. So you're going to have that opportunity. If you are an author and you have books, we're going to have space for people to display their books and sell them if they want to, as well as the guest speakers will be selling their books. So that's a really nice thing. So there's a lot of writers in the area. We see dozens of them going to libraries and various places, bookstores and whatnot. This is going to be a great place to bring your books. And if you are writing a book, you can talk to somebody who's writing something in your genre. Maybe you do science fiction and be a science fiction writer, or maybe you do historic romance, or whatever it is. You'll be able to talk to somebody. These are going to be presented by professional people, and it's going to take place right here at 49 South Portage Street at the Arts Center, and we're going to include lunch. There'll be a catered lunch that's included in the price of admission. To give you a sample of some of the people who will be here. Now, I'm not sure I can pronounce the name, but it's Mark Pokazinski, who is the founder of No Frills Buffalo Publishing. If you go online and check out their website, it's very impressive. He's going to be here talking about how No Frills Buffalo Publishing focuses on supporting local authors. And we're going to have a fiction author named Michael
those names are hard. Michael. We'll call him Michael.
Parzimlesko, I'm going to say, but he'll tell me how to say it. He's a successful fiction author, and Brian Tomaszewski, who is a nonfiction author. He has published textbooks and a very interesting author. We're going to have editors, including Christy Herbst, who was for 30 years the editor of the local newspapers here in this area. And we're going to have others, too, that will yet to be announced. We have some sponsors, as I mentioned, the Northern Chautauqua Community Foundation, but Good Neighbor Bookstore in Lakeport is also going to be a supporter.
Lakewood,
yeah. I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me. And Lakeshore Center for the Arts, Publish Hour has offered a free book cover design, so that's going to be something that we're going to give away probably as a door prize.
Ooh.
And we're going to have other door prizes and gifts, but all related to writing. So this is a day for writers in Chautauqua County in Western New York. You don't have to be just in Chautauqua, but Western New York, to come and celebrate your craft, learn more about it. And I was inspired because I went to the Maui Writers Conference and Retreat back in 1999. I spoke to the founder and the organizer, a guy named John Tillius, who's also an author, and I asked him about the Maui conference. And this was presented by international authors. They supported this and put their money and their time into it. And he explained to me that it was an effort to create a writing community. And so when I talk about that, I'm not talking about my personal idea. This is something that I took away from this conference as being so important. Mm-hmm. We live in a world where it can be, if you go online, people say mean things, they don't like your book or whatever. Mm-hmm. We need to be supportive. We need to help one another. I was talking to someone, actually from Sweden, mm-hmm. You may remember, so I did a podcast a few weeks ago about how difficult it is for authors and writers today to get found and have recognition, because there's so much out there. There's so much out there, and a lot of it isn't high quality. I saw recently mm-hmm. a scam where somebody's trying to sell this program where you can write a book a day and you can publish it and make billions of dollars, and all they're doing is throwing trash into the system. Millions of books are being published online every year, and so when that stuff is out there, what do you do? What's your writing gonna
So
be?
When you belong to a writer's group, you are perfecting your craft.
Correct. Well, let me ask you, what have you gained from the writers group personally as a writer?
Well, I always ask them when I come in with something mm-hmm. new, mm-hmm. what's that's interesting?
Right.
Is it something that interests you? Mm-hmm. Is it something that would interest other people? Because you don't really know sometimes.
So you're getting feedback on...
I'm getting feedback on the subject. Also, how to put sentences together, like rework this sentence or rework this paragraph that doesn't make sense.
So editing help?
Editing help, yeah.
What about, making all these wonderful friends?
Oh, yes. I've made several new friends. Friends are always great.
Yes, and there's always someone you can call. I have people who are contacting me now who aren't even part of our group who hear about us and are asking for advice, and I always tell them come, because we will share whatever we know, and if we don't know, we always want to learn. Mm-hmm. So it's a great opportunity to really bring your writing up and improve it, mm-hmm. no matter where you are in your writing life.
Right.
And we don't all write for the marketplace. A lot of us just write for our own enjoyment or mm-hmm. to share with family and friends, and that's perfectly all right. We don't all have to be chasing the market.
Right.
Yeah. So you get support, whatever your dream is. If you want to write a book for the market, that's fine. We're here to help with that as well. Mm-hmm. But we also want to encourage people, because writing is an expression of yourself. And it's a way to leave something behind or to share something with others. So anyway, I encourage people to join Writers Group. But mark your calendar, October 11th, the first Western New York Writers Conference is going to be an exciting day. You will go away thinking, I'm so glad I came. And I know I'm telling you that, but that's from my experience. Mm-hmm.
Now, have you been to any other writers' conferences besides the one in Maui?
Yes, I've been to several. I went to Skidmore College for a week-long writing conference many years ago. I've been to the Erie, what do they call theirs? The road trip, the Erie Pen Writers, which is the week before our conference. Mm-hmm. And that's always interesting, and they have wonderful workshops, and you really just will enjoy being surrounded by people who share your passion mm-hmm. and who will happily share and network with you about the writing life. Mm-hmm. And you might find an opportunity. You might find that there's a newspaper that will accept certain kinds of articles if you want to write them. There's magazines that are looking for certain kinds of submissions. It's a very good way to keep your writing knowledge and information up. Mm-hmm. Plus learning technical stuff, mm-hmm. like from a publisher directly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be really fun. So again, mark your calendar. Send your submission, first of all, to the writing contest. Go to our website, lakeshorecenterforthearts.com, I believe, and then as soon as it opens up, we'll let you know. to register for the conference. But mark October 11th because that's the day.
Okay. Well, thank you for spending time with us today. We value your feedback, and we'll see you next week.
Happy writing!